Detachment is not about running from love or hiding from connection. It is about finding a quiet, unshakable place inside you that no woman, no argument, no betrayal can touch. Most men live in reaction to a woman's mood, her words, her shifting interest, and they call it love. But what they are experiencing is dependence. They think if they care, they must cling. If they love, they must suffer. If they are loyal, they must tolerate being disrespected. And in this way, they hand over their power without even realizing it. Every moment spent checking her phone activity, every second guessing if she still feels the same, every anxious breath taken while waiting for a text reply is another piece of yourself you hand over to someone else's temporary feelings. The deeper you attach without awareness, the more you lose your ability to remain centered in yourself. And when the storms come, as they always do, you drown in them because you have forgotten how to swim alone. Detachment is the art of remaining warm without letting yourself burn alive in her fire, of staying connected to your purpose, your peace, your direction, even as you love her deeply. It is the way you remain calm when she tests your boundaries, the way you stand firm when she pulls away, the way you breathe deeply instead of chasing when she withdraws her affection to see if you will crumble. Detachment is how you keep your heart open while keeping your spine strong, how you can love without losing yourself, how you can care without needing her to validate your worth. You become the calm eye of the storm, steady, aware, present, but never enslaved by her chaos or the stories you build around her actions. You love, but you are free. Most men believe that if they are not chasing, proving, or constantly reassuring a woman, they will lose her, but the truth is the opposite. A man who is detached does not fear her tests or her storms because he knows who he is, and that knowing becomes a silent, powerful anchor in every interaction. Women test men not to hurt them, but to feel where a man's center lies, to see if his sense of self can be rattled by her shifting moods, her silence, or her doubts. If she feels that his center is in her reactions, she will continue to push, consciously or unconsciously, because she does not want to lead the emotional frame of the relationship. She wants to feel the containment of a man who can hold his ground, who does not crumble when she withdraws, who does not lose himself when she criticizes or pulls back, who remains calm and steady when she is emotional or confused. This containment is not about controlling her, but about not being controlled by her, not reacting to her every emotional wave, but standing firm while the waves pass. Detachment creates the space where she can express her emotions while you hold your direction, where you can listen without defending, where you can understand without immediately reacting, where you can remain kind without becoming weak. It is the breath you take before you respond, the moment of clarity you give yourself instead of getting caught in the heat of an argument. Detachment is not about withholding love. It is about giving love from a place of fullness, not need. It is loving with open hands, knowing that you are whole with or without her, and that your peace is never for sale in exchange for temporary validation or affection. It is the quiet confidence that no matter how she feels today, you remain you, unshaken and unbound. Detachment allows you to see reality clearly, not through the fog of your fears or your fantasies about who you want her to be. When you are emotionally fused with a woman, you stop seeing red flags, you ignore your intuition, and you tolerate behavior that chips away at your self-respect. Because you fear losing her more than you fear losing yourself. You start explaining yourself unnecessarily, overgiving to prove your worth, and trying to fix problems that are not yours to fix, hoping that if you do enough, she will stay, appreciate you, or return to how she was in the beginning. But the truth is, every time. You betray your standards to keep her. You teach yourself that your peace and boundaries can be bent. And she feels it too. She senses when your center is lost in her, when you are no longer the man she was drawn to, but a man who is performing, pleading, and living in fear of her leaving. Detachment stops this cycle. It allows you to observe, to see patterns over promises, to pay attention to actions over words. It gives you the ability to say, I see what she is showing me, not just what I hope she will become. From this place of clarity, you no longer tolerate disrespect or inconsistency because your value is not up for negotiation, and you are willing to walk away quietly when lines are crossed, not to punish her, but to protect yourself. Detachment allows you to love her without needing to save her, to support her without losing your direction, to enjoy her presence without fearing her absence. It makes you magnetic, not because you are trying to be, but because you are living, creating, and moving with purpose, and she feels the calm power in your energy when you are no longer emotionally enslaved to her reactions or approval. The detachment frees you from the constant war in your mind that comes from overthinking, analyzing every word she says, every silence, every delay in response, wondering what you did wrong, or what you need to do to fix her mood so you can feel okay again. You don't realize how much of your energy is spent living in reaction to her behavior, how much of your day is consumed by the need for reassurance, and how deeply you've linked your emotional state to her presence, affection, and validation. This is why you feel drained, anxious, and lost when she pulls away or becomes cold, not because you love too much, but because you have attached your sense of worth and safety to her attention. Detachment ends this war. It breaks the mental habit of giving her control over your emotions and returns your energy to you. When you detach, you stop trying to decode her every move, and instead, you observe her actions calmly and consistently, measuring her by her patterns, not your projections. If she says she needs space, you give it without collapsing, without pleading or panicking, because you know that if she returns with clarity and consistency, you will receive her. But if she does not, you will continue living fully without resentment or fear. Detachment is not about being cold. It is about being calm, leading your emotions instead of letting them lead you, and maintaining your dignity even when you are hurting. You are allowed to miss her, to feel the pain of her absence, to remember the good moments, but you do not allow those feelings to dictate your decisions or make you betray your standards for the illusion of comfort. In this way, detachment becomes your power and your protection. Detachment is what prepares you for real love, because it teaches you to stop accepting intensity in place of true connection and chaos in place of peace. When you are attached, you will tolerate mixed signals, disrespect, and emotional instability because you believe you need her to feel whole, and you accept treatment that contradicts your worth just to keep her close. You confuse the anxiety of uncertainty with passion and the highs and lows with love. But all it does is keep you in a cycle of emotional dependence that drains your energy and clouds your vision. Detachment breaks this cycle by allowing you to see clearly who she truly is, not who you wish she would be. You stop being seduced by potential and start valuing reality, and in doing so, you protect yourself from illusions that keep you trapped in emotional slavery. Detachment teaches you that your peace is priceless, that no matter how beautiful, exciting, or magnetic a woman is, it is not worth sacrificing your self-respect and direction to keep her. It helps you recognize that you do not need to earn love by proving yourself or fixing someone else. You simply align with what is right for your values and your purpose. This freedom is what makes you powerful and magnetic, not because you are trying to manipulate her, but because you are no longer afraid to lose her if she is not aligned with the life you are building. Detachment allows you to be present, to love deeply, and to enjoy connection without fear, knowing that if she leaves, you will still be whole, still be grounded, and still continue creating and leading your life without hesitation. This is the path of a man who is truly free.